Hey guys. So I received this in one of my male perspective videos. You know, a lot of women wanted to know how to be more approachable. So I was going to do it as my third installment of my male perspective videos, but I decided to invite my wife on this video so we can get her perspective as well. You know, so we could do both sides of the field, men and women. You know, the do's and don'ts of approaching people. Me personally, I think, you know, the young lady commented and said her friends always tell us that, you know, she looks unapproachable, and, you know, a lot of men don't, you know, like to come up to her and talk to her. If you're walking through the mall or you're walking through, you know, a public place, and, you know, some girls could look stuck up, right?
I don't think it's looking stuck up, because Diva, I feel you on that, because I would get told that all the time, and I think it's kind of like a defense mechanism. Being a married woman, I don't want to look approachable. I don't want guys coming up to me because I'm not interested. I'm married.
But you're married.
But even before we were married, I would still be told that all the time, and it's something that I guess if you have, keeping it real, sometimes men will be afraid to approach a woman if she's confident. If a woman is confident and she's holding her head up high, and you know, she has that nice aura about herself where she knows that she's fabulous, she's very confident, and she carries herself that way, some men will be afraid to approach a confident woman. So it doesn't necessarily have to mean that she's being stuck up or acting stuck up or acting all bougie. Sometimes guys will be afraid to approach a confident woman.
Yes, but sometimes women can be stuck up too. But, you know,
I don't think it's being...
It's not being stuck. Okay, it's not being stuck up. It's just, I mean, I really can't, because, you know, I would talk, you know, if I seen you, I would approach you, so it wouldn't matter to me. Like, I don't care. But, you know, some dudes, you know, back in the day, like, me and my boys, like, they'd be, you know, interested in a girl walking through somewhere, and then they're like, oh, nah, like, I ain't even gonna try with her. She look like she got an attitude problem, or, you know, it's the faces you make, you know, females make that, you know, they might be interested still, but they still gotta play that hard to get, or just, you know, I'm not interested look on their face, which is, you know, it could be confusing to some men.
Yeah.
And then there's some guys that I've been around who they see a girl who, you know, they're not used to, and they're, that caliber of a female, and they running up to her like, and then they look crazy because you know they gonna get shot down, and, you know, and then they feelings hurt for doing it. So it's both sides of the spectrum.
I think it can go both ways. Sometimes women can make themselves unapproachable, and it may be something that you really don't know that you're doing. I know for me, when I'm out in public, if I'm trying to shop or do something, I may not look super approachable. I may not be just, you know, just smiling and, hi, come on, welcome, come talk to me. Not for men or for women. I'm just like that. When I'm doing something, I'm like all about my business, what I'm doing. So my face may look very serious, but that doesn't mean that I'm a mean person or that I'm trying to be unapproachable, where someone feels like they can't even come up to you and ask you for some directions, or, you know, ask if you know where this place is. But I know that I can be like that sometimes. So I think, ladies, if you're trying to make yourself more approachable to men, if you're in a public place and you see a guy looking at you and you're interested in the guy, then you could, like...
Well, not interested. You, like, you know, you think he's cute, or you think,
if you know, if you would like for him to come over and talk to you
without saying it,
then you could just smile. You know, you just make yourself seem more friendly, and a smile is universal. It just means you're happy. It makes you much more approachable, so you can just do a really nice smile, flash your pearly whites, and then that may make him feel a bit more comfortable. Oh, okay, so, you know, she doesn't have an attitude. I'm going to go over and talk to her, or go over and see if I can sit near her. And if it's a guy that you're not interested in, you don't have to make yourself more approachable. If you see a guy coming over and you're like, no, nah, not interested, then you can stay with your
or you could
wall, and you don't have to make yourself seem super approachable, because sometimes just simply smiling, because, you know, walking down the street, you may see someone and they may, you know, smile at you, and you may smile back, and they may want to like double back, like, oh, hey, you know, where you going? Yeah, I saw you smiling at me, giving me those eyes, and you could have just been trying to be polite and friendly, and they may like take it the wrong way. So you also have to be mindful of that and know, you know, what kind of vibes that person is giving you, and if you want to give them the same type of vibes back, then know that. And if you're like, no, I didn't, I was just being nice.
And another thing for me is like with groups of friends, that's kind of like a downplay when you're trying to really, like, you know, because a lot of people go to the malls or go shopping with a group of friends, and you might see, you know, one girl, and then all your boys want to walk with you up to her. Like, it's not going, or, you know, the reverse way, you know, all the girls might want to walk up to one dude, and it's just like, it's too overwhelming for some people to take. You know, it's cool to just break away from the pack, because, you know, it might be one of your friends who, you know, kind of like hating or something, and they might say the wrong thing, and then, you know, the guy or the girl think that that's how you act too. So it's always good to approach, you know, alone.
I agree with that statement, because sometimes, you know, some people, when they're in a group, they may put on, and you may not be acting yourself because you're trying to appease to your friends and the group of people that you're with. So if you're interested in approaching someone, fellas, if you're with your group of guys and you want to approach a woman, don't go over there, all 7 of you guys. Like, if you want to go and talk to her and introduce yourself and get to know her, you can leave from with your guy friends and go talk to the woman or young lady. And women, the same thing. If you see a guy somewhere and you're with your girlfriends and you want to go up and talk to him or introduce yourself, then you can break away from your group of friends and then just go talk to them, because you want him to get to know you for who you are. And fellas, you want her to know that you're respectful and that you're not just trying to, you know, come and approach her just to be cool in front of your guys. So I think it goes both ways. With groups of friends, I think you should definitely break away from the pact and then go talk to that person, because that makes it more personal and more one-on-one, instead of feeling like, okay, what am I going to say? All of these people are like standing here looking at me, and this feels kind of awkward. Yeah, and you know, we discussed this a little bit last night as well, and we were saying that in today's age, you know, giving your phone number out is not a good thing. It's still a good thing, but nowadays with Twitter and Facebook, you know, that's another way to communicate, because a lot of people, you know, probably a big % of why people don't talk to people in public is because they don't know how to communicate, you know, with the opposite sex. And, you know, that could be a big downfall for them, because they don't know what to say when they finally get you by themselves. But, you know, everybody know once you typing on a computer, you say whatever you want on a computer. You feel more comfortable
because you don't have to see the person. So you can say what you really want, and you know, don't mess it up while you in person. Like, just keep it quick and simple. Like, you know, give me your Facebook, give me your email address, now I hit you up on that, and then we could talk that way if you kind of nervous in person. And
it also allows you to get to know that person a little better, because, you know, you can meet someone and you're like, oh, he's so sweet, he's so kind, he's so nice, and then you could see his Facebook page and he's like straight tripping up there, or his Facebook status could be like married or in a relationship, and you're like, wait, hold up, what's going on? So I think with this being the digital age, you know, I feel like women, we definitely need to protect ourselves. And phone numbers aren't the best thing to give out now, because with someone's phone number, with all these crazy websites, you can find out, people can find out more information than you're willing to give at that time just by having your phone number. So it may be a bit safer to just say, okay, well, you know, here's my email address, shoot me an email, and then you guys can like communicate through email and things like Skype, Ustream, where you can just
Ovo.
Yeah, like yeah, you can like chat on those type of
Face
things,
chats,
like face chats and like live chats, and really get to know each other. But you're not sharing too much information by giving your phone number. And you know, if something really comes of it and you really feel, okay, I do want to give this person my phone number, then you can go ahead and give that. But you don't have to make that huge kind of commitment, since phone numbers have so much information, and there's so much info that you can get with someone's phone number nowadays. And I think for guys, this is my tip for guys, if you're trying to approach a young woman or a woman in general, I just want to give you this tip of being respectful. If you see a woman and you're interested in her, you want to talk to her, you think she's attractive, be respectful. Don't walk over to her and start cursing, or, you know, start saying, oh, you know, talking about her body or things like that. That's very disrespectful, and that makes people feel uncomfortable.
The first word shouldn't be like, you got a big butt. That shouldn't be like your first approach words. Like, don't do that.
Or like,
you know,
dang.
Yeah, like it might work, like, but 9 times out of 10 it's not.
For some women, it may work.
Yeah,
that may be what they like. But for most women, no.
For women, it's not going.
That's
it's
not
not
going
to
to
fly.
work.
Like, that's not going to work.
Be respectful. If you want to tell someone, oh, you have a beautiful smile, or I really like what you're wearing, don't make comments about her breasts or her butt, or oh, you look mad sexy. Like,
that's not.
Sexy isn't, no. Yeah. Let's keep the sexies until you get to know that person. And let's hold back on the sexies and, you know, the things like that, because that makes people feel uncomfortable, and they're like, okay, you don't really know how to really react. Yeah, so, and another tip is for both men and women, boys, girls, males, females. The lines, you know, the pickup lines, like, get rid of those. Like, yeah, unless you're trying to, unless you're saying it jokingly, you know, having a laugh. Unless you're trying to break the ice with a joke, with an old throwback pickup line. Like, pickup lines don't really work. Like, stop using pickup lines. Just introduce yourself. Say you know, you attracted to the person, or however, you know. I wanted to come over. Yeah, I want to come over and introduce myself. You know, that stuff works nowadays. Like, you ain't got to be walking like, yo, ma, like that. Come on, man. That's stupid. Like, that ain't gonna work. And you don't have to say that to them. You can say hi to them. Just get rid of that. Like, this, you know, you can approach everybody the same way. Respectful. Back in the day when you young, that might fly, but we all old now. Like, once you over like 16, 17, you gotta, grown. Yeah, let's keep it grown. Like, let's be mature. Stop with the pickup line. Because like, that really, it can just turn you off. It can just be like, nah, this person is, I don't know what's going on with them. They're stuck in a time warp, or they're thinking they're a teenager or something. Like, let's leave the pickup lines, because they're really unnecessary. I think they're just kind of ways for people that are afraid to kind of mask their fear. And you don't have to do that. Just casually walk over to someone. Hi, my name is, you know, I just wanted to come over and introduce myself, and, you know, start from there. And fellas, let me tell you this. Keep doing the fellas. No, fellas, let me tell you this. If a woman turns you down, no need to disrespect her. No need to disrespect her. Call her a B, or, you know, say you're ugly anyway. I didn't want to talk to you anyway. That's terrible. Don't do that, because I see it happening all the time. And years ago, what happened to me, and someone would, oh, I'm sorry, I'm engaged at that time, or I'm married, I'm not interested, and they just want to, oh, well, you're a B, and F you then. Like, whoa, like 2 seconds ago you were just trying to, like, holla at me, and now you want to call me out my name and be disrespectful. And ladies, this is another tip. Make sure if you're not interested, you want to let the guy down easily, gently. You don't want to disrespect them either, because then if they start disrespecting you, what can you really say, because you disrespected them as well? You can just let them know, oh, I'm sorry, you know, I have a boyfriend, but, you know, thank you, or whatever. You don't want to demean them or put them down for coming up and approaching you. But if you're not interested, you want to just go ahead and let them know that you're not interested, so they don't keep trying to like pursue it.
These are just some do's and don'ts of approaching the male and female spectrum. But we would appreciate if y'all left in the comments of how you think you can be more approachable, or someone can be more approachable, be it male or female. We would appreciate your input, you know, as always. So we enjoyed this topic. I know we had a lot of laughs. And it's a lot of it's all real stuff, you know. It is our opinions, but it's the truth too. It's fact too. It's our opinions though at the end of the day. So let us know in the comment box below. And until the next video, we'll see you guys later.